I want you to introduce yourself. Just start off by, you know, letting us know your name and where you're from.
DboiDaDome, from the west side of Baltimore, Fifth Avenue.
Can you give us a little bit of history about that?
Royal Casino, Lord Melvin Williams, Billie Holiday, Will Franklin, Bush Franklin, me. I was locked up in Atlanta. I ain't never been locked up before in Baltimore, you feel me? And I go to Atlanta for a couple years, and I caught a little bit. And while I was in there, there was guys in there that was making music, and it was inspired me because it was guys of the walk of life where we came from, and it was like my first time really seeing that people where I come from can make music and have a talent, because where we came from, you know, if you from Baltimore and you rapped it, you know, we felt like you was a coon, you know what I'm saying? You know, you think about the Boss Man, the Los Days, and the people before, you know, that started the foundation of this hip-hop shit in Baltimore. I came home from jail, and then, you know, I was getting back in the city, embracing a bunch of good people, and I wound up linking with one of my homeboys that do music, you feel me? So I went up to the studio with him over on 25th Street with the dude, John the Baptist and them, you feel me? And while we was there, you know what I'm saying, we was waiting to get for Yo to come and do it, you know, his part on the record. But in the midst of him not coming, I was sitting there listening to the beat, and because I just was freshly home from being around that shit, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking, you know, to him and shit, and I just was sitting there just trying. I wrote something, you feel me? And in the midst of me writing something, nigga was like, John was like, spit that shit, yo. And I was spitting. He was like, yo, just go in there and spit it like you know, like you really mean it. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like just talk that shit. And I did it. And you know, he did his little magic with the record. So it wasn't, you feel what I'm saying, till like, you know what I mean, we mixed and mastered the record that I'm like, oh my God, I seen the vision, like, damn, I could do this shit, you feel me? The output it gave me on how to just, you know, how to create music, and the input it gave me on how the influence I was having on people of my culture or where I came from, it just took me to another level, you know what I'm saying, I feel, you know what I'm saying, and not saying that the level of being the best, but the level of taking it serious, you know what I'm saying. The rapper D-Boy is in that box, and the real D-Boy is outside the box. Because the world I came from, if it wasn't for music, I wouldn't even be around a lot of these people. I wouldn't be dealing with them, conversating with them, interacting with them, or, you know, etc. You feel me? I had to, it's like I had to take 20 steps backwards to move 10 steps forward. So it almost became like I had to jump into a world of coons and then be the toughest coon from, you know, what I know and the way the way of life. And like I stated, you know, I ain't the realest nigga or the richest nigga that ever did this shit, you feel me? But I've really been out here a long time, you know what I'm saying, really living this shit, you know what I'm saying, these Baltimore streets. And if you know anything about Baltimore, you feel me, and people think it's tough to be 30, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you know I did something right and I survived some real shit, you feel what I'm saying, to be here today to make this interview and speak, you feel what I'm saying. So, you know what I mean, you know, I just put a lot of work out here in these Baltimore city streets, and it's solidified and real, you know what I'm saying. So I just play my part. If I never make it, or never get no deal, I know I changed a lot of people's lives here in the city and made people realize that, you know, you can come from the streets, the real heart of the streets, and be something, you know what I'm saying. So I still win when I go out and the same young guys that all these kids running around going crazy about, they worship the ground I walk on, you know what I'm saying, and appreciate me sticking to what I've been doing so long, and that's the streets. I apologize, and I wish we had a better relationship, though we never had none. You know, see, a lot of people don't really know that me and Scooter never really formally met each other. It's because where I came from, I was like ahead of him, you know what I'm saying, and when I wasn't hands-on in the street no more, you know what I'm saying, he was there, you know what I'm saying. So it wasn't like, you know, he wasn't never there, because, you know, hands down, he paved his way, you know, through being and repping the avenue to the fullest, you feel what I'm saying. But I just had no knowledge of who he was because I missed him in the eras, you know what I'm saying? So in the midst of it, you know, we had our little turmoil, but I really think that Scooter's a very, very talented, if not one of the most talented people that came out of Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? And I really enjoyed his music, and I appreciated it, but he, you know, to this day, you know, probably never knew how much I appreciated it, because at that moment, you know, I was caught up in, you know, with fans and the people would feel, you know what I'm saying? So I was fighting a losing battle. Pick and choose your battles. You know what I'm saying? That's a battle I wish I never had to go through, because, you know, my babies like him. I love this music. And, you know, for him not to be here now and to see, you know, the rapport he made, it made me wish that I'd had, you know, the opportunity to meet him. You know what I'm saying? And really enjoy him now. We met one time when the police department had called a meeting and told everybody we better get together and get everything together. And you know, Baltimore Sun and everybody was there. You know what I'm saying? Federal government and all that. You feel what I'm saying? And we met one time. You know what I'm saying? And the energy was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And not shortly after that, he lost his life. So I really never got a chance to really appreciate him the way a lot of other people did, because of, you know, the turmoil we went through. I lost a lot of opportunity, but gained many more opportunities. You feel what I'm saying? Due to the circumstances of, you know, I had, you know, a record that anybody hear so much is gonna become a hit regardless. You feel what I'm saying? So it's about how you get that push. And I had that push, you feel what I'm saying? And it was some things that went on at radio with people switching out and everything, and in the midst of it, I lost that push I had, you feel what I'm saying? And due to it, you know what I'm saying, I was fighting, because even from the beginning, if people don't really know, it was always me, you know what I'm saying? I started with this group, guys, whatever, called BMW Boys a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? And I just say that, you know, people either run out of will or money, and the guys that I dealt with, they had money, so I feel like will, you know what I'm saying? And I just kept going, you know what I'm saying? I kept going because I had a vision of where I wanted to go with it, you know what I'm saying? Never to this day did I ever thought that I would be this big, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I had a vision on where I wanted to go with it, and I just kept going, you know what I'm saying? And like, I went through a lot of slander with Transform, you know what I'm saying? With who I was and where I wanted to go and who I wanted to become, you know what I'm saying? Still go through it to this day, because it's like, imagine, you know, walking out and every day in the public eye, and you gotta be and live up to a person or the persona that you perceive to these people every day, but your life is totally different than what, you know, they perceive. That's the hardest part of being, you know, not only an artist, a person, you know what I'm saying? Because it be real, you know what I'm saying? And people don't really know that, you know what I'm saying? They don't really see what we gotta go through and what we gotta fight, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I look at it like a learning experience. I mean, it made me understand that it's a bigger world out here than Baltimore. You can't discount on Baltimore. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can never put your fate in nobody else's hand, and just keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I don't think nobody fell harder than me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but I feel like that I got will, you know what I'm saying? And the money gonna come. I know how to make the money. So I'm gonna keep pushing, you know what I'm saying? I ain't willing to bite the ass I needed to make it to that next level with the resources you need in your city to come out your city. Because a lot of the people that's in position only will put you in position, and once they feel like that they're in position to take your whole position. You feel what I'm saying? So for better term, I ain't willing to let nobody fuck me. You know what I'm saying? In no form or fashion. So it's gonna be a little bit more harder, because it's like almost like a quote unquote, they blackballing me. Because at the end of the day, the people that got the resources and that's empowered to do so refuse to do it for me due to the circumstances. I won't let them put me in a fucked up position. So at the end of the day, you know, if it take for everybody to go, you know what I'm saying? There's only one of every artist. My turn won't come. So I got patience. I've been here this long. I don't care if it take another 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna